It's estimated that there's around 3,500 skate parks in the US alone. A few of them might charge an entry fee, but the majority of skate parks are free, and almost all of them are open to the public. This isn't always the case though, and there's actually a lot of really nice skate parks out there that only a small group of people ever get to skate. Today, we're going to look at some of the best skate parks out there that you can't go to. There's a 100% chance that I left at least one good one out, so go ahead and leave a comment and tell me which ones I missed. Be sure to leave a like on the video, and with that said, let's get right into it. Just about every kid out there who grew up skating wanted to go to Camp Woodward at some point. Camp Woodward is basically a skateboarding paradise and has literally every kind of skateboarding obstacle that you can imagine. In total, it covers 48 acres, so it's safe to say that it has plenty of things to skate. There's a wide variety of street and transition and basically everything in between. Camp Woodward has more than one location, but they're pretty similar, so we're going to count them as one. There's Woodward West, which is on the west coast, and Woodward East, which is on the east coast. Unlike most of the other private skate parks on this list, you actually can skate Woodward. The problem is, it's around $1,600 to go to camp there, not including your plane ticket, and most skateboarders can't afford that. They do have some programs where they allow low-income skateboarders to go for free, but there's only a few slots available each year. Woodward also has options for weekend passes, but again, they're a bit pricey, and unless you live nearby one of their locations, it'd be super expensive just to get there. If you get the chance to go, even if it's just for a weekend, Woodward does seem like one of the best skate parks in the world, but for most skateboarders, it's just too far away and too expensive. Considering Lil Wayne raps about skateboarding, owns a skate brand, and constantly shows up to skateboarding events, just about everyone knows that he skates. What a lot of people don't know is that Lil Wayne also has his own private skate park in Miami and a mini ramp on his roof. Bruh. If you think about it, it makes sense for someone like Lil Wayne to have his own park because someone like him would never be able to skate a public park without getting bothered. He also probably has a pretty crazy schedule, so having his own park allows him to skate whenever he wants. There's not a lot of footage of his private park or his mini ramp, but he has released a few videos here and there over the years, and he also used a few clips from both his park and his ramp in his video part. Out of all of the private skate parks out there, Lil Wayne's private park is probably the hardest to skate. He's had a few pros skate his park with him, but for obvious reasons, it's never been open to the public.
Good slam like that makes you feel human, but we're not human beings. Martians.
The Transworld Skate Park is a private skate park built by Transworld Skateboarding Magazine. It's a 5,000 square foot skate park in Carlsbad, California, which is where the magazine is based. Over the years, the park has seen a few remodels, but it's kept the same general style. For the most part, it has a street style layout with a little bit of transition that ties everything together. A lot of the park is customizable, which plays into the skate and create slogan of the magazine. There's a decent amount of ramps and rails at the park that can be moved around and skated differently. They don't post videos of the park as often as some of the others on this list, but they do put out videos on a semi-regular basis. Transworld has said that between all of the events they host annually, it's estimated that around 2,500 people skate the park each year. With that said, it is a private skate park, so unless you luck out and go to one of their events, it's going to be pretty hard to skate it. Brandon Biebel is a professional skateboarder for Girl, and he has one of the most popular private skate parks out there. A lot of the top pros skate his park on a regular basis, and people post clips at his park all the time. For a while, Brandon Biebel was somewhat known for always putting out footage at his park, both on Instagram and on his YouTube channel, but over the past few years, he's cut back dramatically. With that said, since his park is so popular, there's still plenty of other people who still skate it and post clips, and chances are you've seen footage of it before. The park isn't anything too crazy, but it does have all the basics and it seems like a pretty solid skate park. Occasionally there's events at the park and people are allowed to come skate it, but it's not something that happens very often. Double Rock is Thrasher Magazine's private skate park in San Francisco. If you pay attention to Thrasher, which most skateboarders do, then you've probably seen a few of the videos they've put out at the park. Usually whenever a team rolls through San Francisco, they'll go skate the park and make an edit, and Thrasher puts out new videos there all the time. Somewhere along the line, Thrasher started making the videos at Double Rock black and white, which might have an underlying reason behind it, or maybe they just started to do it because it looks cool, but regardless, it makes the videos pretty easy to recognize. Unlike a lot of private skate parks, Double Rock really hasn't changed a lot over the years. You can go back and watch some pretty old videos where the setup is almost exactly the same. It also isn't that big of a skate park, but overall it seems like they made pretty good use of the space they had available. Since it's a private skate park, it's unlikely that most people will get a chance to skate it, but they do have a ton of videos you can watch of the park. They have an entire playlist on their YouTube dedicated to Double Rock, which currently has almost 200 videos, so there's more than enough footage of the park to watch. In case anyone wants to check it out, I'll go ahead and leave it linked in the description just to save you guys the trouble of looking for it. Anyone who watches the Ride Channel has most likely seen the Ride Channel vert ramp. Now, even though it's just a vert ramp and not an entire park, it's still enough to get the attention of anyone who likes to skate big transition. For those who don't know, the Ride Channel is a YouTube channel based around skateboarding that's owned by Tony Hawk. They post a wide range of content including product reviews, trick tips, and of course, skate edits. The Ride Channel has released a ton of footage of the ramp, and most of the videos that Tony Hawk puts out nowadays is filmed there. Tony Hawk's last video part, the video of his spiral loop, and the video of his last 900 were all filmed at the Ride Channel vert ramp. Even if you aren't a vert skater and don't watch vert skating, chances are you've still seen the Ride Channel ramp at least a couple of times. The ramp is actually located inside of the office building where all of Tony Hawk's businesses are based, which makes the ramp convenient for him to skate whenever he wants. Aside from just videos of Tony Hawk skating it, a lot of today's vert skaters have also skated the ramp too, and it's supposed to be one of the best vert ramps around. The California Training Facility is a private skate park built by the company California Skate Parks, which is one of the biggest skate park builders in the US. Some of the parks they built include Dew skate parks, Street League courses, a few of the Vans contest parks, and even some parts of Camp Woodward. Basically, they built a lot of really nice skate parks, so naturally they built their own skate park as well. The California Training Facility is an indoor wooden skate park located just outside of San Diego. It's built like a street plaza, but it also has a lot of transition. Most of the footage that you'll find of the park is of people skating the street section, but there's also an entire bowl in the back. Apparently, the CA training facility does allow public sessions occasionally, but the majority of the time they're closed to the public. Nyjah Huston is definitely one of the top paid skateboarders, so it should come as no surprise that he has his own private skate park. Nyjah Huston's private skate park is a 10,000 square foot indoor concrete park. It's located in San Clemente, California, which is only about 20 minutes from Laguna Beach where he lives. Most of the park is made up of street obstacles, but he also has a lot of transition to help with the flow of the park. Nyjah constantly puts out videos skating his park, both on his YouTube channel and on his Instagram, so if you want to see more of it, there's a ton of footage out there that you can watch. The Barracks is probably the most well-known private skate park in the world. Unlike a lot of other private skate parks, the Barracks is also a media company too, and they constantly put out skate content on their site and on their social channels. Honestly, I feel pretty dumb explaining the Barracks because if you've been skateboarding for any more than 2 weeks, you probably already know about it. The Barracks was founded back in 2007 by Steve Berra and Eric Koston, and got its name by combining Berra's last name with Koston's first name. Over the years, the Barracks has hosted dozens of different contests, events, and series, most of which you can find on their website and YouTube channel. Some of their more popular series include their annual Battle at the Barracks, First Try Fridays, and of course, their Do a Kickflip series. There's also a lot more, but they've put out so many different series over the years that it's hard to name them all. Other than their reoccurring series, they also do a ton of random videos in between, and they're really the only company that consistently tries new things outside of the standard skateboard media. One cool thing about the Barracks is that it's an indoor concrete park, which is pretty rare. As far as the park layout goes, they've had a few rebuilds over the years, but since it is a concrete park, they don't really change things up very often. If you want to go to the Barracks, they do occasionally allow the public to skate it. Usually it's when they're hosting some sort of event, so if you want to skate there, your best bet is to just keep an eye out on their socials. Even though there's literally thousands of really nice public built skate parks out there, there's still a decent amount of skate parks that the average skateboarder will never get a chance to go to. When you stop and think about it, it's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it's still cool that some of these places even exist. And let's be honest, street skating is way cooler anyway. If you made it this far in the video, chances are you didn't completely hate it, so go ahead and leave a like. Drop a comment if something was left out, and thanks for watching.